Hi, hello, good evening. This is Shankari, zoo educator of Aranjaranna Zoological Park. Happy to welcome you for the last day session of virtual zoo round for the season 2. So we have students joining our session. So in the meantime, let us go and visualize the beauty of Aranjaranna Zoological Park. Welcome back. Hi, this is Shankari, zoo educator of Aranjaranna Zoological Park. Happy to welcome you for the last day session of Virtual Zoo Ambassador Program Season 2. And kids, how was your holidays? So this lockdown situation, I hope every one of us are staying back home. We are not able to go and visit any tourist places. So here, today we are going to go a virtual round around Arinjarana Zoological Park with our zoo biologist and our zoo veterinarian. So we have Dr. Manimuli sir here. We also have Dr. Shegar sir. We also have Kamaraj sir. We have a veterinarian, Dr. Steeder. We have Dr. Kalingyan. We have Dr. Boone Alvin. So everybody are here. So today we all are going to take you to a virtual zoo round. So get up today. So today there is no assignment for you. So you can just sit back and relaxly watch the show and enjoy the trip today. And today we don't also have any question and answer discussion also. So at the end of the session, you can we will have an interactive session. So at that time, you can interact with your mentors. If you have any questions, if you want to ask any doubts that you have, you'll have an interactive session at the end. So now let's all get ready for the virtual zoo trip.
Good evening, students. Today we are planning a virtual tour to, inside Aringaranna Zoological Park. Before going into virtual tour, I would like to explain about the history of Aringaranna Zoological Park. Chennai is one of the oldest city, and it had one of the oldest zoo in the country, which was established in the year 1855. That zoo was near Egmore railway station. We can call it some Moore market. There, if they celebrated centenary even 125th year, then during 1970s, there is a remarkable comments from public, and the city also the population explosion and the pollution made the government to shift the zoo to natural areas. So that time, the expert committee selected the Vandalur Reserve Forest to re-establish the Chennai Zoo or Madras People's Park. So the work was started during 1979 and it was completed during 1985. Then the Madras Zoo was named as Aringaranna Zoological Park. Then Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran, who inaugurated and opened to the public. The total area is 1,500 acres. And other things you all know that. And another significant thing is the zoo is a species coordinator for lion-tailed macaque and Nilgiri langur and Nilgiri tahr. Similarly, it's a participating zoo for Indian gaur, Indian giant squirrel, and wild owl. This zoo is one of the Center for Excellence recognized by Central Zoo Authority, Government of India. With this few introduction, let me go inside the Aringaranna Zoological Park. The Aringaranna Zoological Park, okay, it's sprawling in over an area of 1,500 acres with natural vegetation. We have all facilities to visit, and also we have a lot of specialities like cave model waterfall entrance. You are looking at the waterfall entrance, which is unique for this zone. You cannot find anywhere else in the world. Similarly, we have a shark model aquarium. Then we have a prey predator enclosure, lion safari, reptile house, nocturnal animal house, and children's park, so on. Moreover, we are having a battery operated vehicle, e-bicycle, cycle for visitors, and also souvenir shop for visitors, toilets and rest sheds, so on. Right now you are seeing on right souvenir shop, and now we are entering inside the zoo. See both sides there are lot of vegetation, it is very greenery. So there is an aquarium, short model. Yeah, the first enclosure is Nilgiri Rangoon. I have explained in my session. They are endemic, only found in Western Ghats. Now they are delishing our food inside the enclosures. They are one of the critically endangered. The population is reducing, and also there we have taken initiative for captive breeding program and also release back into the wild in near future. There is a difference between macaque and langur. I already told in my class. And the langurs have long tails, macaques short tail. See the langur, they are jet black colors, the face also black, but you can see the ground, brown color or gray color hairs. So they are exhibited in a wet moat enclosure. The enclosure also having night house. Yeah, this is aquarium. There people can enter through the gill and they will return back. Here we are having 35 species of ornamental fishes. No conservation value. This is only education value. So next we are moving to another enclosure. You can see both sides are enclosures. Lion-tailed macaque, chimpanzee, baboon. We are going to see one by one. Okay, similarly, now we are going to see lion-tailed macaque. Yeah, that's again endemic to Western Ghats. And it's a very endangered animal. And there is a captive breeding program is going on LTM. See the LTM enclosure where they are busily engaged in feeding, searching. They are in the animals in group, we can call it as a troop. See one of the young male moving. So this is exhibited in a wet mode. Okay, wet mode means the moat is surrounded by water. They are water fowl. See the young one, we can call it as the infant. Next one is the chimpanzee. Chimpanzee is a more intelligent animal. And next to human being, then gorilla and orangutans like that. Here, to replicate the natural behavior, one enrichment called, this is a food enrichment or nutrition enrichment. We are providing coconut, like the tender coconut, so they can peel and take out the carp and drink the juice. If you are giving the endocarp, they can easily eat away. So in order to get workout from the animals, we are doing enrichment. Now you are looking at the savanna baboon. It is a very ferocious and very strong animal which lives in savanna grasslands. So see the very tufted hair and the face also black. It can have the ability to, the group can attack even a tiger, panther, and even other big carnivores when they meet in the encounter. So they are they mostly live in hill areas. Very powerful animal. It's having a long canine. It is a omnivorous. So this is for exhibit value. We don't have any breeding program for them because that's a exotic. This is a mouse deer, the smallest deer in India. So there is another one is Indian common Indian peafowl. The now it is the train feather is it's showing the colorfulness. This is because to attract the female, it's display. Then another one is white peafowl. That is not a separate species. It's like white tiger. It is the gene mutation. Lack of color pigments. The recessive gene expressed. So all are white. Other characters, everything is similar. Even scientific name also the Pavocristatus. See, they are enjoying inside. This is peach peafowl. That is crossed between white and normal. They all same genus, same species. Now you are seeing a lot of pheasant varieties. We are having golden pheasant, silver pheasant, Kalich, and Lady Amrest, so on. This is a terrestrial birds area after monkeys. The zoo is exhibited in a taxonomical honor. This is a silver pheasant. See, there is a sexual dimorphism between male female. Though people may not know, they will not differentiate. This is a parakeet rose ring. The bird whichever is having rings, that's a male. Then without ring, that's a female. This is Alexandrine or red-shouldered parakeet. This is India's largest parakeet. So it's they are having long tail. We provided nest box for them for breeding. So there is a food tray where we used to give food. There are so many nest box for breeding them. Now we are seeing the white-eyed canoe. This is an exotic bird. Yeah, even it is available in the pet market. It's an exotic animal, very colorful. Then munias. This is a black-headed munia. Then there another is that is a mixed species. This is Budgericas. Yeah, you can also differentiate male female. The spots are lighter, that's a female on cheek. The darker one is a male. This is golden macaw or blue and yellow. Yeah, here we are breeding them. Dr. Shagar explained very enormously about all birds. Just now we are going a virtual tour. I am explaining you some of the few interesting points. This section called exotic birds. This is a Herculean macaw. This is another macaw. This is scarlet macaw. What you saw there is a scarlet. They all, traded. They have become pet birds. Now we are going to see the flightless birds. Haringaranna Zoological Park. We are having 4 types of ratite. Ratite means flightless. This is Rias. Then this is emu.
So now the deer section is on, and you can see from yesterday's class, see black bucks together, and you can see the male that's black in color. As Dr. Sridhar asked you to differentiate between the presence of horns and hornless things. And you can see swamp deer, you see the antlers, the juvenile velvet structure. So normally the zoo is in a natural environment. You have the color pigmentation. See the small white spots on the deer back. You can see the female eating its prey. Next is the barking deer. Beautifully, yesterday you saw a video of the barking deer shouting. See its morphology. Look at the attitude and observe the external ears that's moving according to the sounds. Next is the Samba deer. So yesterday we had a brief overlook. So now I want you to identify the males and the females that are present. See the shaggy coat. It's not that they're having anything wrong. It's a summer fall. And see the pointed tip of the tail standing up and very clearly explain the critical distance. So next is the deer section. We are entering into the Asiatic wilderness. Now we'll take a U-turn now. Observe these animals. They run faster and we provide typical enclosures. This is something very specific. This is the common otter, Lutra lutra. So look at them. They're having a jolly good time at the zoo. They have their own pool. They have their own swimming pool. And this is the blue bull. The blue bull, markedly, look at the color of the males, look at the color of the females and the young ones. Wow, what a sight to see. Wow, we have the Lion King, the main unchallenged champion. You have an extensive class you have been listening to. This is an Asiatic lion. Look at the longitudinal fold of skin, the female that has been charted, and wow, see who's out of the bathing tub. Again, you're back to the Samba deers. So it's a prey-predator relationship. When you go right up to the tiger enclosure, you can see the Samba deers, and from down you can see the tigers. Prey-predator relationships. Let's take a huge walk. Now we'll be seeing the most important guard enclosures. But before that, we are going to have a common point. So this is how the expanse of the zoo looks. See the coverage. It's a good thing that you are at your homes with your AC on. Outside the temperature is burning. We arrived outside thanks to the director of photography, Mr. Venkat, to get clear pictures. We also have rest sheds in the middle if at all you think you want to take a break. So we'll be jumping out into jumpsuits pretty soon. The expanse of land 602 hectares. Okay, 602 hectares. It's a very extended enclosure. So on your right, you can see the breeding enclosures. Then you can see the tiger enclosures. So getting into the circular road, that's what we call. The zoo has a circular road. We have the major enclosure, that part. So look at the guard, Indian guard. So massive white bovine. See the calf, see the presence of horns, see the presence of the white color markings in the socks. So clear demarcations, and you can see the darker shades in the male, they are the alpha. So they guard, they protect their entire herd. They are very protective, altruistic animals. See the marked rings in the horns. I hope you are able to see the rings. So coming back to our Asiatic wild ass. So these are the equine family, like horses. So they need to run a lot. We have provided enough enclosures for them. Wow, see the beauty. The white tiger. We are pretty close. And you know that white tigers is a genetic variation. So this is Bhima, who's inside. The sloth bears, the brother bears that you see. Look at them. Always doing one activity that I told you, digging. And this is the Mickey Mouse ear pattern, Himalayan black bear. This is Jill. So we are taking a tour, and markedly it's also known as the moon bear. You have to see the white spot at the level of the chest region. And the clear groomed sessions. Now we'll move to the smaller carnivores. So wolves, you heard about the wolf pack story. So loads of wolves running helter-skelter. Aringaranna Zoological Park is one of the successful wolf breeding unit. We provide enough of enclosure, enough of feed requirements, and a lot of enrichment. So a wolf always in a pack, and you also must have heard about the story of the wolf. Next one is the wild dog. So wild dogs, we have 2 wild dogs at the moment. So they're very rare. They also hunt in packs, usually a pack of 6. They're very, very brutal. Though they look very small, they are very, very specific. Next is the striped hyena. So these are our smaller carnivores. So we've taken a slip road for you exclusively. And you can see our hyena. He's coming out. So these animals have a very strong forequarter rather than a hindquarter. And then a fizzy hair in the midline. So clear stripes to demarcate it. So nobody will miss a hyena. And they have the largest bite force in the animal kingdom. A marked level of largest bite force. They always are seen in groups. So he's out, he's like gowning his enclosure, marking. Next is the domestic animal. We have the leopard. You see the leopard rosette formations. You've clearly seen in the classes. So he's waiting. We are right outside the enclosure, a raised platform to be present.
Next, now we are in the aquatic animal enclosure. What you are seeing is a grey heron. So you can see a gray, dark gray eyebrow, yellow beak. That cirri, the attachment between the beak and the head is called a cirri. So this is white ibis. You can this spot-billed pelican. You can see a gular pouch, the biggest big pouch behind the beak, which they use to catch a fish. You can see a spoonbill. You can see a typical shape of the spoon, the bill. And this is our raptor section now. This is a Brahmini kite. This is sea eagle. It's very rare to see spot in the wild. So you have an opportunity for that now. They are white head and black wings. They are, and this is a Bengal vulture. This is a raptor and a scavenger. You can see a hairless, featherless neck. So now we are gliding you over our circular road, crossing the raptor section on the right, and left side is the Vedandangal birds area. The triangular pillars you can see. On the right side is the tortoise enclosure, and now slowly we are gliding through the reptiles area. On the left side, what you are seeing is the non-venomous snake area, and then the crocodilians will be on the left side, and the huge, humongous, large area on the right side is for the elephants. Yes, it's our only zoo in India which has this extensive area for elephants. On the left side, you can see the top view of a gharial enclosure. Very rarely you will have the opportunity to have a look like this of our zoo layout. Now we are gliding over our wild boar enclosure on the left side. And next is the hippopotamus. You can see the water pond on the boundary of the enclosure. And for the elephant enclosure, we have a deep, dry moat. The next enclosure is hippo. Yeah, we see them in detail. This is the tortoise and turtle enclosure. This is star tortoises. As Dr. Manimuri has explained you in detail about these animals, you can see the dome-shaped carapace. The top shell is called a carapace. The ventral part it's called plastron. You can see star designs on it. Now we are entering into the herpetarium, snake house. So those who have visited already, they will be familiar with these statues. And now we are slowly walking. From flight mode, now we are on walking mode. Slowly entering inside the snake enclosure. The first one is the Russell's viper. So this is the loudest venomous snake we can say. This is a venomous snake and the venom is a hemotoxic. And next is a Whitaker boa and red sand boa. They are have the capability to bury inside the sand. They look like a double. If you watch them closely, their head and tail look like heads. People used to misunderstand that they have head on both the sides, but it is not true. So this is reticulated python. They are constrictors. The longest snake in the world is reticulated python, and we have in our India. This is a venomous snake. You all familiar with this? This is a spectacled cobra. There is another cobra called monocle. They are venomous. Their venom is neurotoxic. This is green vine snake. As our doctors explained before, both biologists and veterinarians, they are not potent toxic venomous snakes. This is king cobra, the longest venomous snake in the world, as explained by our Dr. Manimuri, and they have a very high quantity of venom in their venom gland. And then they eat only other snakes. Rarely they eat other prey except snakes. And there is the only snake they make nest for their offsprings. This is water monitor lizard. IUCN has listed them in threatened category. They are the largest monitor lizard in our country. These are green iguanas, exotic. We don't have in our country in wild, but it's very famous now in the pet industry. They are vegetarian herbivores. You can see their marked scale marking, tympanum. There are another varieties there. They are called red iguana. The color will be a little bit orangish in color. You can see the marked spikes on the head. It will be more length will be more in the male compared to the female. This is a marsh crocodile. We have more than hundreds in our captivity. So you can see few of the crocodiles keep their mouth open. We were asking about it in the last session. That's for basking. The cold air passes through their mouth so that they can regulate the temperature. Since reptiles are cold-blooded, they need the outside temperature for regulation. This is gharial. It's a critically endangered species. You can see once they are in water, only the eyes and nostrils, external nostrils will be out. They can hide themselves inside water. The male will have a ball-like projection in the tip of the snout. The female, it will be absent. And these are all wild boars. You can see the piglets. The young one of boar or pig, they are called as piglets. They are striped. This is our elephant calf. She's a Rohini, 5-year-old. Just she's moving out of her pond. This is our hippopotamus enclosure. She's entering into the pond. We have a typical provision here. Their water is recycled into our fodder plot so that we provide water with the manure. So again, we are flying now. Crossing our rhino enclosure. On the right side is ostriches. And the next one is the zebra enclosure. The night animal enclosure. Then is the zebra enclosure. And next comes the aquarium. So we are over with our rounds now. The entire circle road is done. On the left side is the capuchin enclosure. Now we go into the individual animal enclosure. This is a greater Indian rhinoceros or Indian one-horned rhinoceros. We have seen in our exclusive session on rhinoceroses. So group of rhino, it's called as crash, C-R-A-S-H. And you can see the typical armor-like skin. It's very thick and variable throughout the body, and you can see the bumps on the shoulder and the hindquarters. And the tip of the snout is, you can see the horn. It's budding now. Now we are in the ostrich enclosure. So the dull colored one are female and the dark black one are male. So they lay the largest egg in the world, and they are the tallest terrestrial bird in the world. So next to the tallest bird, we are on seeing the tallest animal, giraffe. You can see the gait, both the legs on one side that moves together. That's a typical gait of giraffe. Any giraffe, they will walk like this. And now is the special animal, that's porcupine. This is a eagle owl, horned owl or eagle owl. This is palm civet. In Tamil, we call them maranai. Our zebra, this is plain zebra or grand zebra. It's a family of equidae. They are odd-toed animals. Single toe will be there. A family of horse. There is another kind of zebra called mountain zebras or zebra graviae. So they need a large space for them to exercise. So we provide them a very good area for the exercise. Now into our aquarium. So we have a specially designed shark-like aquarium where we have only the ornamental fishes. On the left side is a capuchin enclosure, and now we are driving back. And then, so now we are going through. On the left side, you can see our zoo souvenir shop. So we have different varieties of stuffs inside, enriched for kids. Yeah, we care for kids also. So after that is this is our zoo shop. After this, we have children's play area or children's park. Then our canteen. Even our zoo, children's park is enriched with many amenities for the kids. Animal like statues, everything. Now we see other features like special features of our zoo.
So we have lots of special features other than the zoo. That is, we have safari. That is another main attraction. So let's go and see the safari of our zoo. So we have two safaris. One is lion safari. This is what we are seeing, the lion safari. We have a double safety 2-door system. So one door closes, the other door opens, and like we are entering the safari. And we have many Asiatic lions here. So in zoo we have only Asiatic lion, not the African counterpart. So the safari, the main concept is it's like the reverse of the zoo, wherein you will be caged and animals will be very freely roaming. So this is one of the main attraction of our zoo. So like this is one of our nice aerial view of our safari. We have almost 10 lions here, and as the before sessions, Dr. Boone has told you, lions are pride animals. So we are maintaining a good pride here. We have the mother, father, and cubs along with them. So we let them out together. They'll be enjoying the Great Plains kind of thing of our safari. So wherein you can go inside the safari with in the vehicle, protected vehicle. You can see them freely roaming. And we have given lots of enrichments, shade area for the animals in the safari. So this is the main safari part, and this is the night shelter. On the right, you can see the night shelter. You can see the lion prides. You can identify almost 3 male and 1 female here, and like they are singing to each other. And the males and lions are like they have highly tetraloid. They are very highly tetraloid animals. So like males are like kept separate, and they are from different pride. So we are maintaining the prides as differently. So the pride which is sitting outside is different from the pride which is inside. And we'll go out and have a bigger view of the safari. Our safari is a very vast area. It's almost more than 20 hectares of land. Next, we'll go and take a look of the other safari. So the other safari is the deer safari. So in the deer safari, we have mainly 2 species of deer, the spotted deer and the sambar deer. So you can see the very large enclosure, that is the safari enclosure, and you can see the sambar deer moving, and this is our safari vehicle. You can see the greenery there, the hills, the foothills. In the foothills, like you can see the side animals very easily. This is the feeding platform where the both species feed together. And apart from this, 2 important amenities for the public. We have some amenities for the animal, that is the fodder plot. So many zoos will buy grasses outside their zoo, and we are not buying them. We have a specific fodder plot. We are growing our own fodder, and almost like 1 ton of fodder is produced per day. And you can see the automated sprinklers, people working there. So this is our fodder plot is managed, and we are harvesting our fodder, and it's fed to the animals through the distribution pattern. And apart from this, we have even our zoo has a big store for which from where like animals are feed is being sent. And we have one more important part of our zoo.
In our butterfly house, near about 2.7 hectares total area. Butterfly house inside, 2 labs is there. One is pupal and larval rearing lab. We are maintaining near about 11 species of butterfly successful breed inside the butterfly house. Inside, near about 70 species of plants planted, both nectar and host plants. In upper side, near about 92 microphaga erected for reducing heat. In temperature, near about 23 to 25 degrees centigrade, we are maintaining inside the butterfly house. Relative humidity also 80% humidity we are maintaining. That's why we are water current also allowed inside the butterfly house. In outside the butterfly house, near about 200 species of plants planted, and host nectar species. This one, Emalia pattern, highly attracted by the three species of butterflies, Dinidae, Papilionidae, and one more species also. This one, common emigrant, African emigrant. Two species, full day attracted by this species. Another one species also planted, Crotalaria retusa, Crotalaria verrucosa, and Yemens. The three species mainly planted all over the butterfly house. And Lantana species also planted. This one Allistonia. This one maximum butterflies full day attracted by this species. And Tridax procumbens also planted here. Inside the butterfly house, lot of micro habit we are created in grass and herb and climbers also, and climbing both trees and construction structures also. Another one species here, this one Terminalia, Himalaya species, and some grasses also, lemon grass also planted inside the butterfly house. We are relative humidity we are maintaining, that's why lot of grass also we are allowed to grow in. This one Crotalaria verrucosa. This species mainly attracted by the Denidae species, glassy blue tiger, dark blue tiger, and common emigrant. These are mainly full day accumulated this species. And then some species we are maintaining for barren land for butterfly basking. That's why we are creating 2 or 3 ponds microhabitat. Also we are created. Inside the butterfly house, lot of water current also allowed both inside butterfly house and butterfly area also. And then one more species, Allistonia.
Thank you, doctors and biologists, sir. I hope you enjoy the wildest journey with our doctor and biologist in Aranjan Anna Zoological Park. Now, participants can interact with all our doctors and mentors. So please make use of the raise hand option. So we have a limited time frame. So few participants will get a chance to interact with our doctors and biologists, sir, today.
Yes, Gayatri, unmute. You can question.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I have a doubt. How many hours do a gharial sleep? Hello.
You're asking like how many hours they will sleep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see the metabolism of reptiles that varies depending on the environmental temperature and the nutrition thing. If they got their feed or the nutrition is according to their requirement, they may sleep more. If they are in search of food, they will be on search, and then that time their sleep will be less. So it will be approximately around 10 to 12 hours if they are provided with feed as per requirement.
Sir, I have another question.
Yes, go ahead.
Are there any nocturnal turtles or tortoise?
No,
Okay. How do we differentiate between a male and female in giraffe, sir?
As per turtles, they are diurnal, no nocturnal something. Okay, they are active dawn and dusk, but not purely nocturnal.
and in the giraffe, you can see the external genital organ is there, no? That you can see, and then you can identify the male and female.
Okay, sir. Thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, Muthumari, you can question. No, you can talk. We couldn't hear you.
Hello, students. How was the trip? You are, you have to explain the trip.
Hisham Sikandar, yes. You can unmute and talk.
Sir,
Yeah, yes.
sir, that you say that cobra eats the other snake. Then in zoo, what you will feed that, sir?
Yeah, not cobra. The king cobra eat other snakes. Okay, here, we are not feeding any snakes. They all trained to eat dressed chicken and dressed rat. Okay,
Okay, sir.
thank you.
Then how can we differentiate the male and the female langur? Nilgiri langur.
Yeah, I already told there is a white patch on the back of the thigh. Easily, the females only having that white patch. Others not having. As explained by doctor, there is a genital organ also. In males, you can see the scrotum and you can find out the male. That white patch is very peculiar for female Nilgiri langur. Whenever you come to zoo, you have a close watch and find out. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mohan.
The zoo tour was nice, sir.
Thank you.
And my question is, what is the difference between wallaby and kangaroo, sir?
So both are marsupials actually. The wallabies are smaller species of kangaroos. Like they are different species, but they share their territories. The kangaroos are like bigger marsupial. Wallabies are very smaller in size.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, Indian Ramraj, you can question.
Sir, have we ever had any leopard cubs in ASFP?
Yes, of course. We had bred panther cubs and we also hand reared them also. Okay, right now we are not breeding because it is plenty in the wild. So we are not concentrating breeding of panthers. Okay, we bred panthers.
Sir, do you feed live chicks to
No, ma, no. We are giving beef to them. Okay. Meat.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Ashok, yeah, you can unmute and ask your question, Ashok. Ashok, you need to unmute. Ananda Kumar, yes, Ananda Kumar, you can question. Meanwhile, I'll answer a question from chat. Somebody asked that our zoo has whether Komodo dragon. We don't have Komodo dragon in our zoo. Gunasekar, he is again has asked that polar bears. We don't have polar bears also in our zoo. We have a sloth bear and Himalayan black bear. Navina, okay, yes, Navina.
I'm not Navina, I am Varun. My mother name is Navina.
Okay, it's there in the Zoom. You can tell. Yeah.
It is good. The trip was good.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Yeah. Take care. All the best.
Don't have questions.
Okay. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. You can disconnect it so that next week can question us.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So, while the Varda cyclone, most of the A's and the habitats must have been fall down, sir. Sir, how did you renovate it, sir?
We had a very strenuous projects on plans. Accordingly, we with our administrators, we planned and executed it. More trees were planted and constructions were done. We have already well designed a disaster management team inside the zoo. So they will be ready and we will be mock drilling in frequent times whenever such a situation is faced. We are ready to face it back.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, one of the participants who asked the total time covered for cover the entire zoo. So at least minimum it will take 3 hours. If you want to spend the whole day, you have opportunity.
The last participant, one more participant can interact. It's Yashwin mentioned here. Yeah.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir. Sir, when it rains heavily, sir, what are the precautions you will take, sir?
Okay, every enclosure they are having night shelters. Moreover, we also provided shade in each enclosures. You know, luckily the animals they live in nature, they will not afraid of rain. They can go and stand under the tree. But if we have provided opportunity to go into the shade and also night shelter.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Jupra.
Thank you, sir. The video was too good, sir.
Thank you,
Welcome.
thank you. Ma'am.
Welcome, Ayashwin.
Hi, participants. Hope you all enjoy this virtual zoo round with our doctors and biologists, sir. And you had a great time during this summer vacation. So I would like to continue. We just have 5 more minutes to end the session. So please stay with us. We have very important instructions for you at the end. For the visitors facility, we have n number of things. Aranjanna Zoological Park is being one of the largest zoo in Southeast Asia, and it attracts more than 21 lakh of visitors every year. So to handle a huge crowd, the zoo management has made n number of things that facilitate, that makes the visitors more user friendly. So one of such is we have online ticket booking. So we also have 20 number of ticket counters in case if you're not able to stand during Kanam Pongal day. We get a huge number of people visiting a zoo, as has been one of the famous tourist spot to visit during the day of Kanam Pongal. So at that time you can make use of online ticket booking facility to avoid standing in queue. We have a zoo mobile app. The zoo mobile app as very good thing. We also have a very good number of visitors have downloaded it, and this will make a hassle-free, smooth experience for the visitors with multiple features. Like you'll be having a complete detail of animal information. You can book your tickets by using the zoo mobile app. You have a zoo map navigation, the zoo events and animal adoption, live streaming, and you can also take a selfie with our animals. So all those features are available in our zoo mobile app. We also have a free clock room facility where visitors are coming from very far distance. They can put your luggage in our clock room, and it is free of cost. And also we have a locker system, so you can put your valuable things inside. You can take the key along with you, and once you're back, you just return your key and take your things. And we also have a zoo shop, zoo souvenir shop for the kids to buy gift articles, animal toys and all those things. You also see that Aranjanana Zoological Park has a very large children's park facility. So many of the childrens, they enjoy playing with different slide and swings being in the children's park. And since this is one of the largest zoo, for many of the visitors, it feels that it is difficult for them to walk along the zoo. So for those, we also have safari vehicle. You see Lion and D Safari. We have a bicycle. You can also hire bicycle, and also battery operated bicycle is also available. And to go around the zoo round, we have a battery operated vehicle. You can buy the tickets in the ticket counter and you can make use of this facility. In Zoo Interpretation Center, for the visiting schools, we have schools visiting to Vandalur Zoo as a field trip. For those, we give an interactive session. There will be an orientation program for them. So every day, the schools who entered into Aranjanana Zoological Park, will be giving them 5 to 10 minutes of orientation about the importance of zoo and what is the functions and what is the conservatory measures and we practice in a zoo. All those things were discussed. And zoo also have a centralized RO drinking water unit. Okay, you can get a pure water throughout the zoo campus. We also provide with rest sheds, toilets, restaurants, and food courts. And apart from this, you all know that Aranjanana Zoological Park have a live streaming facility of zoo animals, and it is one of the first zoo that start to live telecast the zoo animals. So you can also visit the live streaming at free of cost in our zoo website. And very importantly, we have an animal adoption program. So many of you may not aware of this animal adoption program. Even during the session also, if students were asking they want to adopt an animal, can we adopt? So this is the thing, animal adoption is give you an opportunity to become a conservationist. So what is the benefit of adopting an animal? If you ask, you can see, you can show your participation in ex-situ conservation that we are doing here. And by nature, you will connect with the animal that you adopt. And since it's related to money always matter. So for that, you will get an exemption from Income Tax Act under Section 80G for the amount you spend on the animal adoption. So to adopt an animals, you can visit our zoo website. We also have your name will also be displayed in our zoo website once you adopt an animal. So all those details are provided in the zoo website. So please go ahead and visit. And if you're interested to adopt animal, if you want to know if you have any other queries also, you can mail to azpzooschool@gmail.com. We'll be happy to answer your queries. So thank you all. So the virtual zoo trips ends here. So I would like to convey my sincere thanks to our beloved director, Yokesh Singh IFS, for providing us the opportunity to conduct this program. I feel honored and thank to our Deputy Director, Tirumati Sudharaman IFS, the captain of our team, for mentoring, guiding, motivating us throughout this program. I also thank our Assistant Director, Tirushegar Sir, our Forest Range Officers, and all zoo staffs for the operational and moral support. I would like to thank all the mentors of our session, our zoo veterinarians and biologists, sir, for the well-past session on animals. Thank you so much, sir, for spending your valuable time with our participants and enlightening the young minds. I would like to thank Thiru Venkatrajan, sir, Forest Guard of Aranjanna Zoological Park, for the impressive video for the entire session. I thank the Kamba team for all the technical support to run this program successfully. Thank you, Kamba team. I would like to thank all the participants, parents, teachers. You are the motivation for us. We feel grateful for your rapt attention and dedication towards this program. We are so much impressed with all your assignments. I would like to congratulate all the participants in this show. You have done a great job. Thank you so much. And I have an important instruction for you. So since you have successfully completed this virtual Zoo Ambassador program, you all will be titled as Zoo Ambassador of Wonderloo Zoo. Okay, the certificate and the e-passport will be sent to your registered email address within 10 working days. And those who have not uploaded your passport size photograph in your assignment plates, please kindly go ahead and upload it. So if you give a photograph, then only you will be getting your zoo passport, otherwise it will be delayed. So thank you so much for all being with us. We would like to get feedback about this program. That is most important. So please write your feedback, and also we would like to get your feedback in the form of videos, or also you can record it in the form of audio and send it to us. Please do that. So please send it to aazpzooschool@gmail.com. Thank you, students. We will meet you again in another session of zoo education very shortly. Thank you so much. Stay home. Take care. Bye now.